Okay, this is the second part of TRB Polytechnic easy paper solutions. Okay, shortly given as a TRB LGP lecturer, Government Polytechnic. Okay, so we'll get into the next problem. There is a fourth one in the first video. I'm about to conclude the problem based on different amplifiers, some technical issues. Yes, let me start from the scratch. Okay. Yes, it's talking about a different amplifier and its gain control. Okay, so given a symbol of difference amplifier, V1 input, V2 input, whose difference has to be amplified and producing output V0. And the input will be classified into two parts. One is called difference mode of your input signal, that's V1 minus V2. And the one which is commonly present in both V1 and V2, we call it as V1 plus V2 by 2. So unfortunately, any practical difference amplifier, okay, so it is intended to or interested to amplify only VDM, but unfortunately also going to amplify VCM. So we have two different gains offered by a difference amplifier. One is called the interested gain, that's a difference mode gain for the difference mode component, and second gain, unfortunate component. Okay, so undesired component in the output, ACM into VCM. So an ideal difference amplifier should have, ideal DA should have ACM equal to 0. It means that the common mode, presence of any common mode component in V1 and V2, for example, V1 may be 5 plus 0.1. V2 may be, for example, 5 minus 0.1. So what is commonly existing in them? 5 is the one commonly existing. Even a small gain given for such a strong voltage 5 volt and VDM is such a small signal. See that difference is only around 0.2. Even if we have a higher gain for ADM, even a small gain for ACM, this is going to be more than this one. So therefore, we never want the presence of ACM into VCM component. So ideal DA should have a complete common mode rejection capability. So that's what we call as common mode rejection ratio shortly. This is given by ADM by ACM. If ACM is negative, it can be positive or negative. Therefore, let us go with the modulus. So we are expecting this number to be infinity. That's a very good difference amplifier. So what is the connection between the problem and what I am talking about means, yes, it's well connected. Okay, so many things are hidden. It's how fundamentally connected this problem is all about. So what gain we are about to control? He said differential amplifier means there are two gains. One is a difference mode gain, another one is common mode gain. What gain is talking about means he is talking about the difference mode gain only. Okay, that means first thing is we should know is making the common mode gain 0. So how to make a common mode gain 0 in a difference amplifier means, yes, now the problem begins. So what we have in a difference amplifier is we have two transistors, identical NPN transistors, Q2, Q1 and Q2 are identical in all aspects. They have identical beta, that's a current gain, identical base to emitter drop, and if you refer the terminal characteristics, identical reverse saturation current of the base to emitter junction, IE0 we can say. So then we have two resistors, identical resistors connected in the collectors of both Q1 and Q2. The top rail excited by VCC. The bottom rail excited by your VEE, minus VEE in fact. This will be a minus 10 volt and this will be plus 10 volt rail. Okay. For a reason, okay, we use plus 10 and minus 10. Okay. So then the two emitters join together. And if you want to make the common mode gain 0, and difference amplifier should be built by using ideal current source. Should be built by using ideal current source. Yes, that's very indirect. So you should not connect a resistor here Okay, that's one kind of design, and that is not going to make CMRR infinity. That is not going to make ACM 0. Therefore, he said indirectly, okay, yes, we need to perceive that way. So read the designer mind. Yes, that's your current I naught. Okay, that is a current source. That is the one responsible to make the CMRR infinity by making ACM equal to 0. So we have input signals V1 and V2 whose difference has to be amplified. So you can refer this as the positive terminal of your difference amplifier. This is the negative terminal, maybe sometimes non-inverting and inverting terminals of this. Then this is, yes, I forgot to say this. This is also RC. Then this is where the output is taken for the difference amplifier. The whole structure resembles a single output difference amplifier with two inputs, V1 and V2. Yes, let us begin the problem. So what's a gain? What gain we are talking about means ADM. Okay. So if you play with the DC analysis, you will understand something. If you play with the AC analysis, you will understand something. Then let us connect the two. Then we'll connect it to the problem. Okay. Then we'll see what is the solution. So let me have a copy of the slides. If you perform a DC analysis for this, what is going to happen, you will understand because it's connected to the problem. So then switch off your AC sources and they're going to have identical VBE1 and VBE2 as per the DC analysis. VBE1, VBE2 will be identical. Therefore, the two currents, emitter currents of Q1 and Q2 will be identical. IE1, IE2 will be identical. So since it's a current source driven, then as per the KCL at this node, so you can prove that IE1, you have to prove that IE1 plus IE2 is equal to I0. That means that since they are identical, IE1, IE2 are identical, therefore they will combinedly share the current as I0 by 2, I0 by 2 and deliver the current I0 to balance the KCL at this node. Okay, so why this is very relevant? So this is the beginning of the DC analysis. Then at the end of DC analysis, you need to show that both the BJTs are active. Then they can act as amplifiers. Then we can begin the problem for the V0 AC analysis. By doing AC analysis, we can find V0. So what the DC concludes means the current, the Q point emitter current. This is what we call as the Q point emitter current of both emitters. So that is I0 by 2, that is depending on this. So from this only we are going to get the small signal equivalent for the AC analysis. Okay, that is the one, that is where we are going to find the voltage gain. So this small RE of both the transistors will become the thermal voltage divided by their Q point current, means the Q point current is I0 by 2. That means the small RE, small signal equivalent, or RE model of the BJT is going to have the small RE as 2 times the thermal voltage divided by your current source current I0. That's how the small RE influences. So by knowing this, if you begin, that's your DC analysis, where we have a main responsibility of proving the device is what? Active, and finding the two Q point emitter currents. Then begin the AC analysis. So if you begin the AC analysis, switch off the DC sources. That's a default rule, and the current source current also going to be 0. So that means it is going to be open circuited. So once it is open circuited, there is no current in this. And here you connect your small RE1, call it a small RE, and this is small RE2 that is also taken as RE. I'm calling them small RE1, small RE2 is equal to small RE. Okay. Then as per the small signal equivalent, this potential difference is 0. Therefore, this potential will be V1. And similarly, this potential difference is 0. This potential is going to be V2. Then what we are going to get here between the 2 points means we're going to get V1 minus V2. What is V1 minus V2? We are all aware of, that's a difference mode component. So then what's the current here? What are the current in this RE? The same current is going to be here. Therefore, the current I, the small signal current, that's emitter current of both Q1 and Q2. I'll say this IE1 is equal to IE2, but see IE2 is this way. Okay, so it's going from bottom to top. So is equal to, it's VDM divided by 2 times small RE. That's a current. The same current is going to come here, and that is going to make a drop across small RC, sorry, capital RC as plus minus. But the current VDM by 2 times small Rg into Rc. So what is the point I'm conveying here? So the top potential is 0 as per AC analysis. So we can prove that if you know, straight away you can take V naught is equal to VDM into VDM by 2 Rg into capital RC. Okay. So this is having only VDM. So that means when you go for VCM now, at the situation V1 plus V2 by 2. So I said V1 minus V2. So we are setting only V1 minus V2, that is VDM. That is given as VDM. So you can set a potential, for example, V1 equal to V and V2 equal to minus V, then automatically the VCM can be made 0. So that's exactly the difference mode gain analysis arrangement. Okay, if you said this way. But anyway, we are looking for only V1 minus V2. That's there in the expression. You can call it as VDM. So there is no place for, there is no component like V1 plus V2 by 2 existing in the output where I can label it as VCM. So there is nothing like VCM in the output expression, only VDM. Then let me focus on the gain V0 by VDM. That's nothing but our difference mode gain. Okay. So with this, you can answer one more problem. That is a 2 marks problem. So it's well connected fundamental. So you can answer that problem very easily by using this. And only difference for the 2 mark problem is it is not a single ended output. It is a dual output. We'll see what difference we need to make. I will copy this again. Then we'll do some extra changes so that you will understand very easily. So the gain is going to become RC by 2 times small Re. And read the statement once again. What he is talking about? The differential amplifier functions as an automatic gain control by varying what? Okay, where you need to begin ideally the problem? The problem should begin ideally here. Where? Here only it has to begin. If you know everything, you have to begin the problem here. Okay, now let us begin the problem. So the one who knows everything, he begins here only. Okay, yes, he begins here only. Yes, that's why let me copy this once again so that we'll see how you can connect. If you know things, how quickly you can connect this to the fundamental. We'll see. You have to remember the difference mode gain of a practical difference amplifier, that is half of RC by small r. And we know the small r is equal to, as per the current source, it's VT by I naught by 2 of the emitter currents at the Q point. Okay, so that's how it goes. Now tell me what's a connection between the two. Yes, you need to go for the gain control. Gain control means we need to control ADM. How to control ADM? Suppose I want to increase the ADM. How to increase ADM? If you want to increase the difference mode gain, sometimes also known as shortly AD, the difference gain. Okay, differential gain sometimes. So exactly it's ADM. I want to increase ADM means, so RC is a fixed, I'm not going to vary. So it's possible only by decreasing small RE. So how to decrease small RE? Only by touching I naught. Okay, right? So we can perceive this is 2 times VT by I naught. Okay, that's your small RE. So you have to decrease RE means it's possible by increasing what? I naught. So now establish a clear control. So you can increase, you can control your ADM by controlling I naught. That's a point. So it's very indirect, very fundamental. Okay, now I naught increases means ADM will increase. If I naught decreases, ADM will decrease. That's all. Okay, yes, what is that? I naught is not mentioned anywhere else. In none of the options I naught is mentioned. What is given is only the IQ given, IC is given. So we'll have a doubt, okay, because emitter current and the collector currents are same when beta is closer to infinity. We'll have a doubt. So what we are controlling is the emitter currents of Q1 and Q2. So probably we may feel by controlling IC, IC is nothing but your I naught by 2 you will get for individual transistors. If beta is infinity, you will get IE equal to IC, that is equal to I naught by 2. You may feel that it is a reasonable answer. But he mentioned in one more option IQ as well. So probably he means that that is a Q point current. So probably you should feel like it is IEQ. That's a Q point emitter current of both the transistors. That is the one influencing small RE. That is the one influencing ADM. Therefore, yes, you can decide the solution now. If you feel like there is a race between option C and A, so then you have to give The benefit of doubt only to option A. Okay, so that's a Q point current. It has to be very specific to the emitter current, i.e. Q only, i.e. Q of both the transistors. If you control, or simply he might have mentioned this I naught as what? IQ probably. Okay, right? So I don't feel it's like a printing mistake. It may be intentional. Okay, so it is given as IQ. If you take that as a biasing current, the current source biasing for the difference amplifier. So it's possible to control the gain, difference mode gain ADM by controlling I naught. That's a fundamental. So control I naught, control I naught. So increase I naught. You can increase the ADM. That's what it means. Okay. So here we feel like it's a difference amplifier having only the difference mode gain. There is no common mode gain. Indirectly things are mentioned. It takes time even for everyone. Okay, in the examination. Okay, so you may feel it is tough. Yes, that's a fundamental connected to the problem. Okay, so once you begin here, okay, this is what really the time it takes. Okay, once you remember this equation and this equation, so it's all about the connection between the small signal equivalent of the BJT and the difference mode gain of the difference amplifier, then instantly one can give the answer. Okay, right? So for a GATE aspirant or IES aspirant, or the one who prepared the subject to the level, okay, every subject to the level, this hardly takes, okay, so around a minute. That's a maximum. Okay, so 60 seconds is maximum if you recollect the basics of ADM and the small RE model of the BJTs. Okay, yes, that's a good problem. It has taken relatively more time. So let me conclude this video here, and next problem will begin with the next video. Okay, yes, thanks for watching. We'll update you soon.